Well, look at this. Trent Williams is in fantastic shape on the practice field at 49ers OTAs. And a little steamrolling to go along with it. That's Sebastian Gutierrez taking the spill during drills at the other end of Trent Williams, moving very well. You know, Stanford's coaching staff was at 49ers practice today. I was talking to a lot of them, some old friends, including Jordan Richards, who's on that coaching staff, a 7-year NFL vet, played for the New England Patriots. A couple Stanford coaches walked up to me and they said, 71, that guy moves fast. And I said, welcome to the Trent Williams experience. He might be the most athletic lineman in NFL history. He was out there on the practice field today. And I think a good thing for Trent is that he might have cut a few pounds, which is what you want to see for a guy age 37 and who's had some ankle issues over the course of the past few years. A little lighter weight for Trent Williams might go a long way toward greater longevity in this 2025 season. So he also becomes the first ever player to go out and look dominant while retired at an NFL practice. I was told that Trent Williams had retired. I'm just kidding. He hadn't retired. He's out there for the 49ers. They had another really energetic practice today here at OTAs. Brock Purdy was very sharp, and yes, we did see Bryce Huff for the first time in a 49ers uniform. Here's a look at Bryce Huff with Chris Kacerek. It seemed that they went out of their way to give Bryce Huff a few reps when the other defensive linemen weren't getting those reps. So obviously Kacerek and the 49ers playing catch up with Bryce Huff on some stuff. He was just traded past his physical yesterday, and with that he's ready to learn from Kacerek. And this is something that I emphasized after talking to the assistant coaches. It's not just Robert Saleh, it's Chris Kacerek who is going to be imparting knowledge on Bryce Huff. And Chris Kacerek has a great track record throughout his career as an NFL defensive line coach. You know, we talked to Nick Bosa today, and he said that Bryce Huff was actually one of the few players around the league that he watched. Jets Bryce Huff, who led the league or was top 3 in the league in pressure rate in both 2022 and 2023. Bosa said he is elite at one thing, which is pass rushing, and the 49ers are going to let him do that one thing. They're not going to mess around, I think, with a lot of run defense for Bryce Huff. They're not going to mess around with stuff that, you know, he loves to put his hands in the dirt and get after the quarterback. He's a 4-point stance kind of guy. Thought that Philadelphia botched that because they tried to make Bryce Huff somebody that he's not. And very clearly the 49ers believe that they can put him into that role that he had with the Jets. Practice today, Christian McCaffrey looked fast again. But I want to talk about the other running back, the rookie, Jordan James. He had a couple breakout carries today, one running to the left side where I saw exactly what Tariq Ahmad was talking about. That's one of the 49ers personnel directors. Tariq Ahmad said that when the 49ers went to Oregon's Pro Day and they saw Jordan James running, they noticed a more impressive burst than they expected based on the tape. And when I saw Jordan James running in front of me today, I would have to agree with Tariq Ahmad's assessment. Now, the guy is built more like Jordan Mason than he is built like Christian McCaffrey or Isaac Guerendo. There's some real thickness. The thighs for Jordan James are powerful. So he doesn't have the same kind of burst measurables, which was obviously the question that not only the 49ers had, I had that question as well, but seeing him run in person, I get it. I get why he was so productive between 10 and 20 yards at Oregon. He really does have some of that get-go. And that's what Jordan Mason had, despite not testing all too well. And I think that we can expect Jordan James to bring some of that muscle that the 49ers would like to replace with Mason gone to Minnesota in the offensive backfield. Just going through what we saw at practice today, I said Purdy was very sharp. Demarcus Robinson seemed to be the favorite target today. Robinson, of course, the veteran who had been with the Rams, had the best season of his career last year, 500 plus yards, a favorite security blanket of Matthew Stafford's. Today, we saw Demarcus Robinson on a deep pass. Purdy just put it there perfectly on the near side. He's been getting open. I talked a lot about Demarcus last week. But it was more about Jordan Watkins, the rookie, who seemed to really flourish last week. Well, today DeMarcus had the opportunity to be the featured guy for San Francisco at practice, and he really took advantage of it. There was another play where there was a comeback pattern that Brock Purdy put perfectly out on the far side at a spot where only Demarcus Robinson could grab it, and he did make the nice catch. Mac Jones, on the other hand, today, you could tell he's still learning the system, and there was a lot more discomfort today for Mac Jones than there was last week. I think that you probably won't see Mac fully at home in this new system until further along in training camp, and this was only the second open OTA practice. Threw high a couple times. There was an overthrow of Jordan Watkins, who I thought had gotten open deep about 40 yards downfield, and there was just a high throw on a crosser that was intercepted by Derek Canteen. And Derek Canteen, notable player. This is a young defensive back, a cornerback, who made the team thanks to his tryout at the 49ers rookie minicamp. So Derek Canteen didn't have a spot on the team, and this is a pretty talented roster. To make the team out of a tryout, I think, is always exceptional. You might see one guy a year make it. Derek Canteen was definitely that guy this year, and he had an interception of Mac Jones at practice. Patrick Willis was at practice today. He was over on the sideline. Luke Gifford, one of the 49ers' new linebackers, there was a moment there where Patrick Willis was tossing a football up and down, like spinning it to himself on the sideline. He dropped it, and Luke Gifford ran over and picked it up. Gifford, of course, had been with the Tennessee Titans, is going to be a big-time special teams player for the 49ers, and he had a chance to interact with Patrick Willis, one of the 49ers greats, on the sideline. There was a nice pass breakup today. This one was on a throw from Tanner Mordecai. Jacob Robinson, that is an undrafted 49ers cornerback out of BYU. I think he probably still needs to put on a little bit of bulk to be ready to play full-time at the NFL level. But it was Jacob Robinson, Jalen Mahoney, and Chase Lucas. Mahoney and Lucas had been with the 49ers last year. They converged on the play to, it was an underneath throw, and they converged on the play to notch the pass breakup. Nice play for Jacob Robinson. First time that he has flashed during team action at these OTAs. Then there was Isaiah Nayer, the rookie receiver that might have been the best athlete in this 2025 draft class. Went undrafted, had some injury issues in college, had some drop issues in college. Well, we saw both good and bad from Isaiah Nayer. There was one crosser that he caught today, and you're like, my goodness. Caught it and ran with it and looked physically like the biggest guy on the field. That's the presence that Isaiah Nayer ran with. Of course, this is a guy who ran a 4.3 40, he's 6'4", 218. That was great. Then he got behind the defense, and there was a deep ball that was on the money. It came from Mac Jones today, and Isaiah Nayer was not able to haul it in. So a drop, I mean, it wouldn't have been the easiest catch. It was downfield. He had to locate the football in the air. But we saw the amazing potential of Isaiah Nayer today, and we also saw what he's going to need to fix. You know, speaking of that, we're talking about young receivers who may have an opportunity in this receiver room, because there is a chance that Demarcus Robinson is suspended at the start of the season. I think that would open up some potential playing time for the 49ers. Tariq Owens today made a catch. It was just like a little seam pattern, and then he sprinted to the end zone. And Tariq is a player whom the 49ers have been happy with and his development over the course of the past year. T.O.'s son spent last season on the practice squad for San Francisco, and today, you know, we saw that muscled up frame. He's 6'3". And it's funny because he dresses the same way, I think, that his dad did for a lot of practices. Puts the hooded sweatshirt, the hoodie under the jersey, and has a very similar running style to T.O., the 49ers, an NFL legend. So we did get to see Tariq Owens with a big play today at practice. Nick Bosa spoke after practice today, and he was asked for the first time publicly about Joey Bosa, his brother, and that high-profile free agency this offseason. Nick said that just like us, he thought that Joey might be coming to the 49ers. But for Nick, that possibility lasted probably 5 minutes. Nick said that business is business, and obviously Joey ended up signing with the Buffalo Bills. Nick seems really excited that the 49ers We'll have Bryce Huff opposite him on that edge. San Francisco has been looking for a bookend like this, especially a pure speed rushing bookend, for quite some time. Remember that the last time they had a bookend like this, D. Ford was his name. And D. Ford obviously struggled to stay healthy for the 49ers, but right now, health is in a much better spot for this football team. Vibes are still good here at OTAs. Bryce Huff is out on the field, and so is Trent Williams, who is not retired and is in excellent shape.